Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the Flash 819 promo titled Negative Part 1. This is Part 1, the two-part finale. 820 is the final episode of Season 8. So this is a promo for it. We're going to watch the promo and continue with the video.
I know this feels different. It is. This is personal.
Start by giving me my speed back.
We're gonna need all the meta power we can get. My speed. Something's wrong.
Sacrifices gotta be made, Flash. You gotta pay for what you did.
So as I said earlier, what you saw right there was the Flash 819 promo. We're going to break it down right now. It's opened up with Barry in the Cortex with 4 screens in front of him. And there was like, on the top of the screens was a green color. The bottom right was a blue purplish color. And then the bottom left was like a pinkish color. In the middle of it, you can see there's a white circle with a white dot in the middle of it. And it's on all 4 of those screens, and Barry's looking at it concerned. I don't know what that could be. The first thing that popped in mind when I saw that was the forces. The still force, the sage force, and possibly the the strength force. It could be that. And all of it going towards Barry. I don't... That's the first thing that popped in my mind, because I could have sworn that those are the colors of the forces. Green, blue-ish, and pink. I could have sworn they were, or on some level. I do think the green's related to Dion, because obviously Dion's going to be in this episode. I don't know. It's just me theorizing right now. But then we go into Barry saying that this feels personal. He doesn't know what it is, but this feels personal. And then we have a scene with Thawne and Dion in Argus on Lian, where Dion's in Thawne's cell, where I picked off right at where 818 ended. And Thawne's asking Dion to give him his speed back so he can fulfill his destiny like Dion wants him to. And then it goes to Caitlin in her apartment, where Marcus apparently made that device thing that will bring Frost back, and it's opening up. So it looks like Caitlin will go into that, which I'll talk about my opinions about that in a little bit. Then we see Meena Dhawan in a super suit, aka fast track, so she's getting her suit in this episode. And then it goes to Barry saying that something's wrong with his speed, and you can see he's like about to like pass out or something. And then we go to Dion, and he's saying that there's gotta be a sacrifice made and you gotta pay for what you did. He's saying that to Barry. And then we see Iris. There's a scene of Iris in a bed. She's not up. She's like unconscious or something. So we knew Iris was returning this episode, but she's not awake. So I think we're going to be seeing here is Dion possibly making a deal with Barry to give Thawne his speed so that Iris can wake up. On some level, I think that's what's going to happen here, because Dion, when Barry's like about to pass out and he's saying his speed's messed up, that's not because of negative still force. Yes, it messed with Barry's speed, but we didn't see Barry like about to like pass out, having to hang on to Thawne and Meena like he was doing in that one scene. Like he was legit about to pass out. Like he was losing his speed somehow. It was just being sucked out of him. It looked like you saw in the past season, where if that was happening, he was about to pass out. Like he was losing energy. That's what it looked like here. So I think on some level, his speed is being taken. It's not by Meena. It's not by Matt Thawne. It's by Dion. And I believe that's what's going to be the case, to where Thawne gets his speed back. But I do think we'll be seeing Barry still having his speed, but not at its fullest. Which is going to be annoying as hell to go down that route. But I think that's what's going to be the case. That, or Dion is affecting Barry. Like, I think it's 100% has to do with Dion. But I think maybe he'll be aging him somehow. Like we saw in 816, where Barry was getting slower. He couldn't fully use his speed. You know, then again, that was because of, thing that he got hit with. But it's going to be, I think it's 100% related to Dion and Iris. I think it's going to come down to where Barry has to make a sacrifice to save Iris, not specifically him die, but maybe him not being the Flash anymore to save Iris. Now, there's been tons of people saying this could be the negative still force controlling Dion, because in 804, 803 of Armageddon, the third part, I remember it now, it's in that train station with Dion and Iris, where Dion said there are negative time particles all throughout where they were. And the negative still force was name dropped. So this could be that. Maybe Dion got sucked into it, and now he's evil like Meena was, like Dhawan was with the negative speed force. I could see that playing out. But why would he get access to get Barry out of still force? Right? There's still that plot hole there. You can't say this is our Dion when he literally got Nora from 2049 to go into the still force to save Barry after Dion trapped him. If Dion trapped Barry, he wouldn't ask for help. He wouldn't go get help to get Barry out. That's not a point. Like, why would you trap someone just to help get someone to get the person you trapped out? That makes no sense. So I don't think this is our Dion. I think this is another version of Dion on some messed up level that's going to play the hell out of Barry, and then our Dion, the good one, shows up, and, here we are. I think that's what we're going to be dealing with. Because at the end, he says, you got to pay for what you did to Barry. What the hell has Barry done? Nothing. We've seen every action Barry's done since Armageddon. He has done nothing wrong. In Armageddon, he did nothing wrong. Unless he's talking about to reset Armageddon, like Iris' time sickness had to, go away and affected the still force and it killed it pretty much. Like we saw in 815. Maybe that could be the case. Dion's pissed off at Bear for destroying the still force. He's blaming him. Even though, in retrospect, it is Thawne's fault. Thawne set up Armageddon. Thawne changed the timeline. The whole reason negative still particles were in that area was because of Thawne. So it makes zero sense for Dion to blame Barry unless he legitimately believes that Barry's the reason behind all of this. Which I could see that playing out easily well if the writers do well, which I believe they will. But it's like, you can't really say that, hey, you destroyed the still force, I'm pissed off at you, but at the same time, I want to save you. What? No. That makes no sense. Why would Dion do that? Like, there's a plot hole here with the negative still force, why Dion's affecting this way. The Dion that we see in Argus is the Dion we got in the still force when he left Barry and trapped him. That was what that was. That was not the Dion that we saw that appeared in still particles, getting access to save Barry that's trapped in the still force. I think there's two Dions here, as I said already. The one that's in Argus is the evil one, and the one that appeared to access in 815 is the good one. Whether or not we'll see those two at the same time, probably not, but I do think there's, on some level, some messed up thing here. Maybe there's this one Dion, and this is the one we're getting right now, and he's just shifting between good and bad because maybe the Speed Force and Air Force are sucking him back in, but then the negative still force is pulling him back. It could be a whole force thing going on, because if you do remember, the other forces have not been able to, Barry's not been able to contact them. The Speed Force, the Sage Force, the Strength Force, he's not been able to contact any of them the entire time. So, and Barry's speed's not being affected. So, it's not like the Speed Force is dying, it's not like any of their forces are dying. This is something going on inside deep in the forces that they are all dealing with. Like Speed Force Nora and Forenza and whatever the other guy name is, Psych. I don't know his actual name, but you know what I mean. All the people who control the forces, they're all dealing with this, which is why they can't be contact. So again, it's not like they're all dying. It's like they're dealing with their own side stories that we have no idea what's going on. Now, one thing I do want to point out, there will not be a single storyline over the past 2 years that will be that will not have answers to by the finale. So we'll know all of this by the end of 820. All the questions I'm bringing up right now, all the questions that we all have, like how the hell, why is Theon turning? Why is he helping Thawne? Why is he going after Barry? You know, all this. What's going on with the forces? We will have answers to it all in 820 by the time it's done. And I think most of those questions will be answered in 819 on some level. But here's another thing. I do think that Thawne will get his speed back. Obviously, he will. It's undoubtedly going to happen. However, there's something that I want to throw out there where it could be negative still force that Meena and Thawne are making, that Matt's Thawne are making, and then Barry's supposed to help fix it. So, and then obviously we see him about to pass out because he's losing energy. If you don't know, and this is spoilers, so I skip ahead like a minute or two into the video if you don't want to know. It's not massive spoilers, but we know there's going to be a massive fight scene between Barry and Thawne in 820 alone. Just them two fighting at super speed. So this isn't the case where Thawne is faster than Barry or Barry's faster than Thawne. They are evenly matched. So I could see it playing out to where Barry's speed is split, cut in half, and given to Thawne, and then they're both evened out. Or, you know, again, this is Dion messing with Barry's speed to make him, like, think he's about to lose it, or just to keep him still so he doesn't attack him. I could, well, pun intended, still force a funny thing, not really, you know what I mean. I could see that playing out. Anyway, but we do know that Barry and Thawne are fighting in 820, and it's just Tom Thawne and Barry fighting. Like a one-on-one fight. And they're the same speed. Like, it's not one being thrown across a room like Barry did to Thawne in 718. It's a full-on Speedster fight. Like, at super speed with the same speeds. So I can see it playing out where Barry's speed is cut in half, taken out of Barry, put into Thawne through the negative still force. He's 100% getting the negative still force back. I mean, there's no way he can't. But it is going to be curious to see where this goes. Now, this could be from the block. Tom Thawne said that he made the thing. So this could be a whole plan of his he's been playing out throughout the entire season. Getting trapped, threatening someone to help him. If you remember in 804 at the ending, Thawne in the time vault threatening someone to help him. And we all thought it was Matt Thawne, but I really don't think it is. I think it's a new playing field, and I don't think it was Dion. I really don't. Because Thawne was surprised when Dion showed up. He was wondering, what the hell is he doing here? He wouldn't be doing that if he, you know, had called him to help him. So I think that all the episodes this season, ever since 801, 802, all the way to 819 to 820, are all going to be connected to one big thing here. One big finale. You know, everything that happened in Armageddon, which has been brought up several times. The reverse flashpoint. Thawne losing his speed. Thawne threatening someone at the end of 804. The time sickness. Iris coming back. And what Barry's sacrifice has to be. Dion turning evil. Possibly. Who the hell knows? You know, Caitlin becoming Frost. Frost coming back. Who the hell knows there? Like, everything in this season will be connected to this finale. Which I think is going to be amazing to see, obviously. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be, I think, a good episode. 818 was easily the best episode of the season. And I love every episode of the season besides 816. Whatever episode Barry aged. I did not really care for the episode at all. Was it funny sometimes? Yes. So it's a Cisco episode. But both those were pretty dog crap. But this is easily the best episode in the entire season. Not saying that any episode was bad, because they weren't. Besides, again, 816. I loved every episode this season. but 819 just brought it all. I mean, it was focusing on Barry, like, the entire episode. Like, we had Team Flash here and there, but it wasn't focusing on Cecile, and everyone thought it would be a Cecile-centric episode, and it wasn't. The writers came in hardball on this episode with Dig's conclusion with the Green Lantern ring, which I know we're all kind of disappointed at it. I am too. But at the same time, I truly believe that Eric Wallace wanted to make that story happen, but he had to shut it down due to WB not want to do a Green Lantern. So I'm happy Eric Wallace got the chance to shut that story off and wrap it up, instead of dragging on the Superman and Lois Season 2 finale, which we know he will be in. So I'm glad that we're getting these wrap-ups, and we're not getting a, complete and utter, thing here where it's just being dragged on forever and ever and ever. Because they weren't sure when Arrow 810 aired. They weren't sure when Flashstone 16 aired. They weren't sure when Dig was on Batwoman, working with the ring, trying to figure out what the hell it is. They weren't sure. I think now they have a definitive answer, and the answer is they can't do a Green Lantern in the CW, so they're not going to do it. Now, John's supposed to get his own show, just as you, where he's not Green Lantern, he's Spartan. So, which I've already done a full video about. So, there shouldn't have been that much disappointment if you actually have a brain and you look at things. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth here. You would have known months ago that, or hell, even a year ago, frankly, that he would not be the Green Lantern. I think they were just really waiting for WB to confirm it. And Eric Wallace, obviously had the hard thing to do to wrap that story up. Now, what the hell his role would be in Superman and Lois Season 2 finale, who the hell knows? Someone said he could be a series regular in Superman and Lois Season 3. That's not possible, because if he gets his own show, that's not going to happen. But, I was very surprised by Dig's appearance, Ray's appearance. This whole Thawne thing, I need to rewatch it. I'm probably going to do a whole nother video talking about Thawne, Matt Thawne, how the hell he is here, and why he's good now. Because, honestly, I didn't entirely understand it, so I'm going to break down that one scene in another whole video. I don't know when that'll be out. Maybe Friday, if not Sunday, when I tend to upload videos again after the week. But, yeah, that's my plan for content, so... And just an FYI, I don't know how many of you are still watching at this point, but... I know the Earth Prime comics. I have not done a Stargirl and Flash review over the comics. I was going to do a Flash one Friday, but then someone reminded me I haven't done a Stargirl one yet. I'm going to push those off until July. Because right now, I'd rather focus on the Flash Season 8 and Lois Season 2 wrapping up. With all these episodes coming out and the videos I'll be doing. I want to wrap it all up. And then I will go into the Earth Prime comics. I'll do 3 reviews in the span of like 3 to 4 days. Tying up that crossover, because I think by then Part 6 should be out. I'm pretty sure. Someone let me know in the comments if you're still watching. But it should all be wrapped up, and I will do reviews over them. Just give me till July. If I don't do it by the end of July, spam me on Twitter and tell me to do it. But no, well, I mean, you can do that, but please don't. No, I don't really care. But I should do it by the end of July. That's the plan. Should be the plan, and it's what I'm going to be going with. And reviews after that are still not going anywhere, because, yeah, you'll see. In July, the first week of July, should be starting. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.